Special. We're going to show you a picture just now, but here's what's funny, is that some of you are blaming me on Twitter for disrupting your lives. Senator Murkomen, at Kip Murkomen, says, responding to your question, Janet, is already disrupting my family life. I'm guessing because you mean you're watching us on TV and not talking as a family. Of course, he means it as a joke, but a lot of people saying that they're watching the program, but obviously we're not disrupting, we're trying to help you. Let's take a look at a picture that we have for you. There we have it. That's from at Uni Magnet 007 saying, oh, funny Magnet, right? That's funny. Me and my friends hanging out. That's the world that we live in today. That's people hanging out with a group of friends. Okay, we're back with our panelists, and here's a question that we thought is important to ask. We're not talking much as families, you know, a lot of the time. I'm not saying this is for all families, but we're looking particularly at the ones who are being affected. But can it really be blamed on gadgets, or is there something more? Is there something more that's happening to the fabric of society? We can start with you and work our way there. So what do you think? Why aren't families interacting as much?
Well, I think, Janet, having just looked at that that picture from Fanny
Magnet.
Fanny Magnet,
yes,
that clearly really shows something, that at this juncture we are going through a generational shift. You see, the days that our parents brought us up and we would have time with them. They wake up early in the morning. We see them leave at about 7:30 to work and come back at 5. I mean, that was then. Now we're having parents who are very busy. You know, they wake up very early in the morning, 6 a.m. before the kids get up, go to work, come back maybe in the night, 9 o'clock. If it's the lady, comes back at, I mean, after 5 o'clock, has some school to attend. Now, so nobody really monitors and gets to interact with the children.
Yes.
And as a result of this, we're having a crisis. Let me use a crisis in quotes, because no one is around to mentor their children on how to handle these gadgets.
Okay.
Now, for me, anything is subject to abuse, no matter how good it is. But this is, despite the fact that this gadget is a wonderful thing, parents need to create time to really walk with their children.
All right, thank you for that. Your thoughts on whether we can blame this on gadgets? As a parent, as a spouse, maybe you are able to connect with your family, but maybe you've interacted with families who are disintegrating. They're not having a lot of FaceTime. What do you think it is? Could we blame it on gadgets, or do you think there's something more?
I think gadgets are filling in a void that's becoming evident, I think, following on from what Reverend Appella has said. But I also think we need to have a deliberate way of knowing that the human being is made as a social person. So we do want to connect. And if we do not make the choice of where to find that time for connection, people will fill it in with different things. So that the gadget in itself, I think, is not evil. But I think we need to then say, how do we make sure we make that time? And there's one book I read that says the time that matters most is dinner time. That time at the family table, if you have no other time, because people must work, and some people's lives are hectic, true, but if people could make time, if no other time, to sit around that dinner table and talk, you learn most about what happened in school, which kid was bullying who brought which language, and who's watching what, and how was your day? Kids really want to connect with their parents.
That's a good point. And before we come to George, I read somewhere that there's a woman who, when it's dinner time, she forces everyone in the family to put their gadgets in a basket, put the basket away, they have dinner, and then they pick them. So maybe that's one solution. On the extreme side, I don't know whether George will agree with me, but your thoughts on whether you think it's the gadgets and technology, or whether there's something more that's making families not really connect as much?
Well, in this case, I shall agree with you. If need be, put the phones, the iPads, the laptops in a basket far away from the people. Because they can distract you from your issues. But there is something. The gadgets are just a means to an end. That we're trying to address something inside us. If we already have a culture, in your home you have a culture of talking to each other, of talking to your siblings, talking to your parents, then when it comes later on and your parents tell you, okay, do you remember the time that we used to talk and it was all fun and good? And you start to appreciate the need for human connection. And it becomes a part of you. And even among your friends, you start telling them, guys, we are here, we came for lunch, but no one's talking to anyone. Then you start to be a better person, a wiser person.
Yeah.
But it all boils down to family back at home.
Okay.
If in the formative years of your life, no one bothered to come and sit you down, it was you play, 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 come, eat, go sleep.
Then it will translate
It
even
will
later on
so
in
yes,
life.
So when the type of playing shifts, then it's still play, 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 eat, go sleep.
All right, we'll come back in just a moment. Before we hand over to Hussein, at Mbogwanje here has tweeted that there's a MobiFlock. Hashtag MobiFlock is a good tool parents can use to manage privileges. So that's MobiFlock. I think that's important for parents who are watching and who are on Twitter, etc. MobiFlock is a good tool parents can use to manage privileges. Thank you so much for that. Let's now cross over to Hussein, who's talking to Wanjiru Nderitu. Hussein.
Janet, we're now joined in studio by Wanjiru Nderitu, who's a sociologist. Thank you so much for making time for us tonight. I'll read one or two SMSs from 22422. One here says, I'm Abdinasir from Turkana County. I think it distracts, that is technology, because I even find myself chatting through WhatsApp, even when I visit the toilet. And Caroline Mwendi at Mwala is a bit more direct than the Senator Kipchumba Murkomen. She says, the problem of technology cannot be underestimated. I'm struggling to watch and listen to you as my son insists on playing with me. It's chaotic. Please keep watching us. Now, Wanjiru Nderitu is a sociologist, and she'll tell us more about this. Are we overreacting, or is there a problem?
No, we're not overreacting. There is a problem with technology because we are doing it. People are watching TV to a greater extent than they should. They are doing WhatsApp up to you can even do it in the toilet. They are going to bed while still chatting. It's wrong, and we are doing it to a bad extent. Yeah,
they're doing that, and they're socializing. But you're saying there's still a problem. I mean, they're socializing, like the picture we saw. Is it a form of socializing in itself?
Yeah, of course they're socializing, but it is important to realize that the first socializing agent is the family, not the phone. So it is the family where you get your values, where you get the norms. So if the information you need, you're getting it from the phone, you'll really not have time to even know your family better. Yeah.
You think that is a danger, not knowing people, or what is the danger? What is the biggest danger?
It's dangerous because you find that parents, most of the time, you're called in school, you're told your kid is into drugs. But you're really surprised. The kid you know is the kid who chats on phone, the kid who does not use drugs. So it comes to you as a surprise. So if only you had enough time with that child, you'd get to know the child better.
How do you manage this? Because technology is also important, isn't it?
Yeah, I know technology is important. But what does technology give us? Apart from maybe making things work, making work easier, it is important to realize that it's like we are undermining the talents we have. If you chat, when will you know that you can go to the shamba and dig, you can go to the gym and maybe work out, you can do something else other than chatting.
So how do you work around it?
I think it has to come from the family. We need to set rules to say that if maybe when having meals that we are not supposed to chat during this time. And then as a family, you need to have more activities that will not involve the gadgets. Yes.
All right, Wanjiru Nderitu, the sociologist, thank you for making time for us tonight. Two more SMSs here. Musiomi Buru saying, my food is always burnt whenever my daughter is cooking it due to the internet. She's 19. I felt like chasing her out of my house. She's on my nerves. And then Margaret Mwenda, I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots. She's actually quoting Albert Einstein. Well, thank you so much for your comments. Keep sending them. Monday Special takes a short break. Now we're back with the discussion. More news after this short break.